What's happening, guys? Spider here for Clash of Clans. How's your clashing going lately? How's it going? You been clashing a lot? You getting a lot of raids, getting a lot of loot? How are you improving on your gold grab and your elixir escapade? I hope so, because I sure am. Yes, let's just take a look. I'm at 316 million gold grab, and I'm almost at 300 million elixir escapade. Anyways, what I want to talk about today, I've made a bunch of adjustments to my base, and it's based on, the adjustments that I made are based on replays. So I'm going to show you a bunch of defensive replays. I do have some live ones. Well, they're not really live, so to speak, but I do have some ones that I can review here that haven't gone off my replay list, okay? But the ones we're going to start off with, I'm going to go through every one and show you the adjustments that I've made on my base to compensate for those specific defenses. Again, you know what? This Townhall 9 base is not going to be the best base in the world for defense or farming or hybrid, whatever. I want it to look like a spider, okay, first of all, so that's going to give me some limitations. But at the same time, I want to try and make it as good as possible. I want to try and make improvements where I can to try and prevent people from 2-starring me, 3-starring me, taking all my resources, etc. Now, there are better ways to set up bases to prevent the loss of resources, but you know, I'm working with the base I have, and that's what I want to bring to you guys, is sort of the methodology and teaching of how to improve your base so that whatever base design you have, you're not just copying it from somebody, you're actually making improvements based on your defensive replays, okay? So let's take a look at the few pre-recorded replays that I have here, and then we'll come back to our base and see what we changed and why. All right, so guys, the first replay we have here is Balloonians, all right? And, you know, quite honestly, there are only a few things that I could do here. Number one, my air defense in that top left, it's like level 1. So I have been working on improving and upgrading that air defense, but you know, until that happens, there's not a whole lot that I'm going to be able to do. Also, the thing that I had with my crossbows, now that I have 2 crossbows now. I only had 1 during this raid, and it was set to ground only. Well, I'm not too bad on the ground defense. I'm stronger on ground defense, a lot stronger on ground defense than I am on air defense. So what I did after this raid, the adjustment that I made, is to set my crossbows, and both my crossbows, and again we'll go back to my current base configuration, but I've set them both to air and ground. They have shorter range, but they're going to be able to attack the balloons and attack the minions. You know, level 6 balloons, level 6 minions, especially with the army capacity that this guy has. I mean, 28 balloons, 50 minions, and he actually only had to use 2 spells, 1 healing spell and 1 rage spell. Actually didn't do too bad. He only had a few minions left. I don't know, that's all right, but I did get wiped out, and like I said, there's not a whole lot I can do against that, unless, you know, I got to upgrade my defenses. That's plain and simple. Upgrade my defenses, and I set, again, my crossbows to air and ground, so hopefully that will help. All right, so this next attack is a giant attack from the top of the base. These are level 6 giants, and Cindy Land is bringing in 18 of them. All right, so at the top, and you know, I know the top of my base is less defensible than the bottom. I don't have as many traps set up, and again, I have made adjustments, not just based on this replay. There's another replay that we're going to see a little later on. But he's got some. He brought in a bunch of wall breakers. He has 14 wall breakers, okay, that Cindy's used. So breaking through those walls, and you'll see how I'm going to compensate for that as well. So he's got those top 3 walls, right? See that top right below where the town hall was, right? Okay, so now the giants are going after those corner walls. See those corner walls? Those giants, again, they split up, and that's the nice thing about my base defense. I like that. I've split up those attacking units to try and take out walls on different sides of the base, okay? So there goes one wall. I mean, they have gotten through on that one side. They still haven't gotten through on the other side. And the giants, you know, the giants are trying to break through to the defenses. The wall that did get broken through led to non-defensive structures, okay? So now we got giants on the right-hand side. They've broken through. There are only 2 giants there, and that's where I have my non-upgraded wizard tower. I've sort of moved him a little bit Now the giants are gone on the right-hand side, and you see the giants on the left-hand side got taken out by the spring trap. All right? But a lot of my top-level defenses are taken out, so he can bring in heroes, he can bring in additional troops to come down from the top and work on my resources, work on my other buildings. And but I did hold him to less than 50%. He only got 45%. Obviously, my town hall being outside my base at the very top, that's what he took out first. But able to hold him to a 1-star. But and again though, going back to this replay, there are improvements that I'm going to make at the top of the base. So the nice thing is that we're seeing a good variety of attacks. So this time, Pontoy is going to be bringing in 20 giants at the bottom of our base, and going to be bringing in wall breakers. The thing is, he has 3 level 5 wall breakers that he brought in to, and it looks like they're going to break into the bottom of the base. Now, the level 9 walls weren't enough, and I got to look it up. I think if I upgrade those walls to level 10, that I don't know if 3 level 5 wall breakers will be enough to break through those walls. But regardless, I mean, again, another sort of opening for these players to come in. The giants aren't going to go through there, but the giants, as they travel around the exterior of the base, around that sort of around the legs of the spider where all the defenses are, they're going to follow that route, but it does leave other troops open and available to come in and take my resources, take out, you know, my crossbow, my mortar, my archer tower, etc., as you can see there. But not a bad defense. I mean, I held him to 38%. He had a couple of healers there as well, but I think with my placement of the what do we have? We have air bombs and the seeking air mines, right? So I think we don't have bad placement for those to help with the healers, like healer attacks, giant healer attacks like that. All right. So, but keep that in mind. Again, trying to fortify the bottom of the base. All right, guys, we're back. Let's take a look at the base and what I've done to sort of compensate against a lot of the attacks that we've seen in these replays. And I did have some additional replays, but really I looked at them again, and they don't offer that much more than what we've already seen with the replays that we've covered so far. So, first thing I did, I separated these guys. Originally, I had my mortar, like that mortar down here where the crossbow is, and the crossbow up where the mortar is. But I think 2 lightning spells will take out a mortar. So I didn't want to have 2 lightning spells basically take out 2 mortars. I think it's 2 or 3, depending on the level. All right, so I switched them over, and like I said, I set the crossbows both to air and ground. So we have a little bit better defense against the air attacks. I have been upgrading, or I'm trying to upgrade my air defense, okay? And I'm trying to upgrade my wizard towers. What I'm trying to do, actually, is get all my new defenses upgraded to my existing defense levels, and then I'll start pushing for the higher level defenses. And I want to get those crossbows. I mean, the crossbows can go to level 3, so I definitely just want to keep working on the defenses. But I think the key is that I want to try and only have 2 defenses upgrading at any given time, okay? I don't want to have 3 or 4 or 5 defensive structures being upgraded at the same time, because it's just going to make it that much easier for people to come in and attack me. Okay, so down here at the bottom, I've upgraded these 3 walls. Again, the wall breakers, from what I've seen, they tend to go directly to that wall when they get spawned in. So those are the walls that I want to fortify. Now, there is an argument to say, well, let's upgrade all my walls to level 9 and then start upgrading walls to level 10. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade my more susceptible walls to level 9 and then to level 10, even before I bring the level 8 walls up, okay? So the upgrade to level 10 is 3 million. It's going to take some time, but it's going to make it more defensible. All right, and just looking at the wiki for the wall breakers, so level 8 walls, it would only take 2 level 5 or 2 level 6 wall breakers to get through. Level 9 walls, at level 5 wall breakers, it's going to take 3. Level 6 wall breakers is going to take 2. And then once these guys are upgraded to level 10, it's going to require at least 3 wall breakers at level 5 or 6. So, you know, minor improvements, but if we can prevent those wall breakers from getting through as much as possible, hopefully my defenses can take some of them out before they get there. you know, I'd rather upgrade those than upgrade the rest of my walls, which are mainly used just for routing enemies, right? Routing the armies. So yeah, that's what I'm going to work on. So level 9 there. The other ones that I've been upgrading. So these guys right here, right? These guys are very, very important because the enemy armies will attack those walls because it opens up into 2 sections of the base. Okay, and also these walls right here. The enemies will tend to go after those walls because it opens up 2 sections, right? One to the Dark Elixir storage, one to the air defense. Depending on some other replays, I'll take a look, and perhaps these walls need to be upgraded as well. Not necessarily upgrading them to defend against wall breakers here in the internals of the base because oftentimes wall breakers can't get that far into the base, okay? I mean, sometimes they will, but for most cases, they won't. The other area that I want to look at up at the top for wall breakers are these 3 walls. Again, just doing one isn't going to be enough because of the splash damage. The wall breakers will take out 3 walls, so those are the ones that I want to concentrate on upgrading, and those are the ones that I'm going to be upgrading to level 9 next, okay? And then to level 10, hopefully, with all these level 9 walls. So I've made improvements now. See, I'm not sure. I've got the giant bombs down here, and I'm sort of undecided whether I should move the spring traps in closer to down here or leave the giant bombs there. I mean, the giant bombs are going to be good against the hog riders, but maybe not necessarily as great against giants, whereas the spring traps will be better. But I do like the spring trap placement as well, just in case we get attacks from the side. I mean, I have had attacks from the sides where the guys come in with giants, wall breakers, or even hogs, and they, you know, immediately start attacking the hidden Tesla, and then they sort of split up. So I think my defenses, I'm going to leave them as they are here down at the bottom. I had a couple of bombs just above these hidden Teslas, just regular bombs, and I kind of moved them. I don't think they're going to be really adding much value, especially considering we have 2 giant bombs at each of these locations. So I did fortify. I did make some changes based on that top attack, whether it be hog riders or giants. I made some changes, and the idea here is to try and get rid of those troops, some of those troops, as soon as possible on the attack, right? So we've seen the giants come in and attack the cannons, and they'll attack one cannon and then go across and attack the other cannon and then go for the archer tower. And I'm hoping that's still the case. I don't think there's too much separation here. They'll still go across there and hopefully hit those 2 spring traps, okay? And I've added in some bombs. I want to soften up the armies so that the ones that do get through, that do get past the spring traps and get into the archer tower are going to be in a weakened state, okay? So that's, I need another replay. I just made that change now, so I want to see another replay of somebody attacking me from the top. So you can see I've sort of moved my walls around to make room for these bombs. And if these spring traps don't work, then I'll look at placing them possibly where these bombs are right here, to see if they can assist in flinging away some of those hog riders or some of those giants that come in. Okay, so that's pretty much it. That's what I've been working on. Just upgrading the defenses that are new. The new buildings that I have here in Townhall 9, as well as upgrading where to upgrade my walls, which walls are most susceptible, which ones you want to upgrade first, and I think I have a good feeling of where I need to improve there, and then just moving around your traps to better handle situations. You know, again, most of the attacks come from the bottom and top, so we want to make sure we get rid of as many of those troops that go for our defenses. That's really the key. The giants and the hog riders is what we're mainly looking at. I don't think a spring trap will flip a golem, will it? I wouldn't think so, because golems are pretty heavy. Then those look like flimsy spring traps. I don't know. I haven't been attacked by a golem. I think I've only ever been attacked by a golem once since I've been playing Clash of Clans, so I don't really have a replay for that. But that's it. That's what we're doing, and we'll continue making adjustments as we go and hopefully get some more replays for you guys. But again, just want to take you through what I look for. And, you know, any given base isn't necessarily going to be the best, and you always want to look at, okay, where are the majority of attacks are coming from, and how can I improve to defend against those specific types of attacks. and make your base even stronger than it is already. Okay, guys, we'll catch you next time. I'm Spider and I'm out.